nervous, your heart is pumping so fast, you're irritated, tired, breathing hardly, and can't concentrate well?
Well, this is not normal. You should not ignore these symptoms. You should not ignore anxiety because it is definitely curable and preventable. Watch this space to catch up more about it. This is Cyril Saba.
And this is Sabil Abinader from The Healthy Mind Show. About 284 million people worldwide experience an anxiety disorder in 2017. And the most common types of anxiety disorders are general anxiety disorder, panic disorder, social anxiety, specific phobia, obsessive compulsive disorder, and post-traumatic stress disorder.
Often, anxiety disorders involve repeated episodes of sudden feelings of intense anxiety and fear or terror that reach a peak within minutes. You've guessed it, these are called panic attacks. Now, before we learn about how to cope with anxiety, we will first go with our reporter Mohammed Zamout. Mohammed?
بونجور.
بدي اسالك كم سؤال عن الانكزايتي. اوكي. بدنا اياك تزلختي اذا صار معك انكزايتي من قبل. عندك 3 اولاد، اكيد صار معك انكزايتي من قبل.
اللسان مش للراضي وخلاص، ودي قالت ودي عادت، ها؟ فك عضلة اللسان.
شبهي لنا الانكزايتي باكله.
فاصوليا.
بقول لك ايه بنتي، انت كلتي عندي كفتة رز حلوة.
ان شاء الله يخليكي كفتة ايه، يلا بسرعة.
من الاساليب اللي ممكن نستعملها لنتعامل مع الانكزايتي لنوقف الافكار اللي براسنا هي انه نركز على نفسنا. هلا في كذا تكنيك، منهم الدايفراغميك تكنيك اللي هي بتتلخص ب 4 1 6 4 seconds in 4 seconds in 1 second inside 6 seconds out.
اوكي.
نفس عميق خدوه وما يرجعش تاني، بيتكتم. يلا.
بدنا نجربها انا وياكي، نحدد ل3 1 2 3. لاحظتي قد ايه ركزتي على نفسك؟
صح.
لاحظتي قد ايه ما فكرتي بشيء براسك؟ It was all a blank.
براسك صح.
تمام. Thank you for your time.
Welcome.
Thank you, Muhammad. Now we'll leave you with Layla Abu Nasif to tell us how to cope anxiety.
Hello everyone from the Healthy Mind Show. My name is Layla Abu Nasif. Today's topic is anxiety and I'm here today to talk about the mechanism of action briefly so you can understand what anxiety does to your body, and I'm gonna share some techniques on how to cope with daily life anxiety and panic attacks. So let's start with what is anxiety. Anxiety is a natural response from our body which releases adrenaline every time we perceive or experience danger or a threat. This release of adrenaline is going to cause symptoms such as tachycardia, sweating, tremors, muscle tension, and some individuals may also experience a stomachache or depersonalization. This response is made to prepare us to fight or run from this potential danger. But if this response occurs every time and we are not really experiencing some danger or potential threat, this means that you are suffering from chronic anxiety. One very efficient and useful technique on dealing with daily life anxiety is the diaphragmatic breathing. The diaphragmatic breathing is a type of respiration that you inhale the air very slowly and exhale also very slowly while focusing on the air that enters your stomach. So this technique is composed of inhaling the air within 4 seconds by the nose, holding for 1 second, and then exhaling by your mouth within 6 seconds. Okay, you can repeat this process every time you feel like and every time you're relaxing. With time, you're gonna see that your anxiety is gonna be more controlled. You're gonna be less stressed and less worried about things that you've been worrying during the day. Another very useful technique is a technique where we focus on our sensations. When we focus on things we touch, when we focus on things we smell, when we focus on things we see. Example is when you're showering, try to focus maximum you can on the water touching your body. When you're drinking water, try to focus maximum you can on the water going down your throat to your esophagus, reaching your stomach. When you're walking on nature, try to walk barefoot so you can feel the grass on your foot, for example. This is all gonna calm down your nerves and make you feel less stressed. Now, for people who experience panic attacks, depersonalization can be very common and it can be quite uncomfortable. One technique that's very useful and very efficient with dealing with depersonalization in panic attacks is the 5 senses techniques, which is 1. Focusing on one thing you can taste, 2. Focusing on 2 things you can smell right now while having the panic attack, 3. Focusing on 3 things you can touch right now, for example, your hand against the chair that you're sitting, or your back against the chair that you're sitting, or the clothes that you're wearing. 4 things you can hear at that moment, and 5 things you can see at that moment. This senses technique is gonna distract your brain from the panic or the threat that you're perceiving, and it's gonna focus on the reality that you're experiencing right now. So hope this was beneficial for everyone. I would like you guys to share if you have another technique that you use when you're experiencing some stressful or anxiety situation, and let us know if this helped you somehow. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Layla, for these amazing tips. Going back to one of our reporters, Haya Shmaiki. Haya, can you hear me?
Yes, سيبال, I can hear you. هلأ رح نسأل random people أسئلة عن الانكزايتي ونشوف شو حتكون ردة فعلهم.
كل واحد من العيال يركب كاميرا. يلا هات الكاميرا دي كده يا احدث. افرحوا العيال، عندنا فضائية، عندنا فضائية.
هاي.
هاي.
شو الاسم؟
ديان.
حابين نسألك كم سؤال related للانكزايتي وهيك عنا كم جيم سريعة. أول شيء بدنا نسألك to clap if you have experienced anxiety. تاني شيء if anxiety was a song, what would it be?
I knew you were trouble at Taylor Swift.
أها.
حلا يا حلا ليلتنا طين يا حلا. حلوة عجبك؟
اوكي، تالت جيم حتكون بدك تسمي لنا اشياء على السريع حسب اللي نحن ليكي. So بدنا one thing that you can taste هلا at the moment.
Strawberry.
2 things that you can smell.
Food و hand gel.
3 things that you can touch.
My face, my hair, my glasses.
4 things that you can hear.
Birds, cars و kids.
One more thing.
Wind.
لا نخلي قلبك يطمن انت واوروبا كلها.
Thank you سيبال. رح نرجع لعندك على الاستوديو.
Here's an example from Haya's spot. And now, our beloved viewers, we will leave you with Tatiana Zahra to inform us about the different treatments for anxiety.
Yes, thank you. So we're going to be talking about the treatment of anxiety disorders, and there are 3 main ways to treat them. So the first way is by psychotherapy or counseling. This can be done in a group or on a one-by-one basis. It can be done online or face-to-face. And one main way or one very effective way is cognitive behavioral therapy, which is also known as CBT. And what it mainly does is that it teaches the patient new skills to cope with their anxiety disorder. For the second treatment option, we have medications. Some patients use medications along with psychotherapy and counseling, so they use them in combination. We have 4 main groups of medications. We have the SSRIs, which are the selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, the SNRIs, which are the serotonin and norepinephrine reuptake inhibitors, the benzodiazepines, and the tricyclic antidepressants, which are also known as TCAs. So for the SSRIs such as Zoloft, these medications have a very good safety profile, and they work by increasing the level of serotonin in the brain, which is a neurotransmitter, and this helps in regulating the mood. Now for the SNRIs, they not only increase the level of serotonin, but also of norepinephrine in the brain, and they also work by regulating the mood, and an example of that is venlafaxine. For the benzodiazepines, they mainly work on the symptoms, reducing the symptoms of anxiety and promoting relaxation. They're usually used for short-term treatment, and an example of that is diazepam. And finally, for the TCAs, these medications aren't used very commonly anymore since they're not as safe as other medications that we just listed. But an example of that is the amitriptyline. So the third treatment option is complementary and alternative medication, which is known as CAM, and this can be used in addition to the psychotherapy and in addition to the medication therapy. So it mainly consists of either acupuncture or meditation or exercise, and mainly when we talk about exercise, we talk about yoga, and it can also include modifying the diet that we are on by decreasing sugar and caffeine intake as well.
Amazing information. Thank you, Tatiana. We have now received a funny video from one of our followers. If we can please display it.
Do you not have any kind of sense of fashion? These don't match. And you don't wear high heels with that. You wear sneakers. Go change it. Are you serious? First, it's cold outside. No one wears that in winter. Second, you're gonna look like you're looking for attention. And we don't want that. Change that. Go back. Go. Try not to look desperate next time. Oh my god. You look fat. Are you aware of that? If you look yourself in the mirror, you look fat. Just call them and tell them you're not going. Stop embarrassing yourself, for God's sake.
Hey, hello. Listen, I'm having a headache and a stomachache. I'm not feeling okay tonight, so I'm not gonna be able to come to your party. I'm really sorry. Have fun.
Just come sit down. Stop embarrassing yourself. Just sit down. Just stay home. Yeah, good girl.
جامايكا يا بابا طب كويس انا بطمن عليك احسن قالوا لي في مطر في اثيوبيا.
And this was our episode about anxiety. We hope you enjoy it and stay tuned for our next episode.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Goodbye.